Gellner, can you give a short little?
Sure. This is more talking than I do in 10 board meetings, as the board knows. But
Or court cases that you
two
show up
things.
to.
First of all, for those who were wondering about the break, the Open Meetings Act enables the board to set reasonable rules so that everybody can be heard and business can be transacted. It also allows for people that are disruptive during the meeting to be removed, and that's not something that I ever want to see happen. So I suggested that the motion that the board adjourn so that people could recognize the rules and hopefully abide by them. Secondly, as Mr. Peck mentioned, I have in front of me a stack of petitions. The board, to my understanding, they were received at the township level. They need to be verified to find out if they meet the sufficient number and all of that. And it's my understanding that at the conclusion of this hearing, when everybody has had an opportunity to speak, the board is going to postpone ultimate decision until the petitions can be verified. And if they're verified, it'll go on the ballot. It has to go on the ballot.
Thank you, Mr. Gellner. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And so, to the extent that may help us get through this hearing, I thought it important to acknowledge.
Thank you.
So nothing will be decided on.
Okay.
They can't now.
Jim Pulaski, 10449 Hill Road. This is clear as mud to me on this. I kind of have an idea what it is you want. Could I ask, please, $115 special assessment you're asking, right? For president? Somebody needs to say yes or yes. Thank you. Is that the number that you want, or are you saying this is an average of 115 per household? Is it going to be based on the assessed, is the actual number going to be based on the assessed value of the home? No, it's $150. Other than that, I'd just like to make a comment. I do not object to a special assessment for the police department. I've had interactions with the officers, well, sorry. And he's been polite, he's helped me out. All in all, he's just been a great guy. I have no problem with it.
He's a great guy.
Mister.
I don't have a problem with $115.
Game on.
Yeah.
But I agree we need to have a vote.
Get up there and tell your story.
The citizens should have a
Tell
vote.
I'm getting to know if I can speak.
I urge you.
Do it. I got your back.
I want to know about this Joker,
Petitions are
Peck Joker that
validated.
addressed this.
Consider, or at least consider, having a vote on this issue, regardless of that. Thanks.
Okay, I'm nervous.
Catherine Burr, 11311 Baldwin.
He is.
My main objection, my main concern is that once a district is set up for special assessment, that in the years going forward, the budget will continue to go up and up for the police department without an input from the citizens. You can build a new building, you can get as many new cars as you want, you can hire as many officers as you want, and there won't be any way for the taxpayers to stop that except for re-elect different members of the board. That's a power I don't think the politicians should have. I think the people should be able to decide how much they're going to pay for the police department, and then the board should stick with that budget. Every time it's renewed, ask for more if you want, and let the people decide if they want to give you more, not just take it. And I also object to the fact that people that are on a set income will not be able to deduct the special assessment from their taxes. The state reimburses some of the property taxes for low-income people. They will not be able to use that assessment. They can a millage, but they can't the assessment, so they can't recoup some of that money back if they're on a set income. Those are considerations on why I think we need a vote. And then will become a millage, people can deduct it, and there will be a control on how much is spent. Thank you.
Robert Henderson, 10455 Grand Lake Road, Kingstown. I object to the special assessment that the dean proposed and to it not being put to a vote by the taxpayers of Gaines Township. A vote that a lot of Americans sacrificed and died for, and we really don't have the right to take it away. Gaines Township is in a state township even before we had no police department when I first moved here 32 years ago. In November of 2013, we voted in $500,000 generated about a $90,000 per year increase for the police department, which passed by only one vote, not a mandate to go on a wild spending spree. The board added approximately $60,000 from the general fund to that $90,000, which came to about $150,000 of funding for the police department per year. Over 5 years, that amounted to about $750,000, $750,000. Later, during the 5-year period of the millage, the board went on a spending spree and bought 3 new expensive vehicles. These expensive vehicles set, not used, 2/3 of the day on weekdays and all day on weekends, and are equipped with expensive police equipment. And additionally, the board bought a new Kubota ATV that cost as much as a small car, but it would not fit in the existing trailer, so they had to buy a new expensive trailer that just sits most of the time. The board contributed another additional $25,000 to $35,000 from the general fund, bringing the total to anywhere from $174,000 to $186,000 per year to fund an outrageously expensive police department for small, safe Gaines Township. The exact numbers are hard to figure because they change all the time. Last year, they gave us some figures that said deemed reliable but not guaranteed in such fine print I couldn't read them with my bike. Also, they began hiring more staff, going from the chief and part-time officer to 6 staff members with a proposal to hire another officer this current budget year, which will add even more cost for uniforms and equipment. 6 other townships in Genesee County have no police department. Thetford Township, with the same number of residents, has a 3-person police department, maybe only 2 now since I hear one of their police officers has been charged with some kind of misappropriation of military equipment. The board has hired a code enforcement officer at $28,000 per year. A civilian used to do this for $9,000 a year. I call Mundy Township, they have a clerk do the paperwork and give it to an officer to serve. Now the board is proposing a 7-staff police department with a total cost of approximately $262,000 per year to Gaines Township taxpayers. We are not a tax-rich Mundy Township or Grand Blanc Township.
15 seconds.
We are a rural, safe in Gaines Township. Spending that much money is outrageous. So we're $250,000 a year for small, safe Gaines Township. That adds up to $1.25 million in 5 years. Especially since we already pay taxes for police protection from the state police, sheriff, and Genesee County. Drug enforcement, not to mention other excessive taxes like the art tax and the proposed 45-cent gallon gas tax. People got Kilo State claiming
Mr. Henderson, please.
too much money.
I don't want it again, please.
Of course, you let other people talk longer. Of course, because the deficit last year.
Because they won't stop.
Budget for it to support the Cincinnati Fire Police Department, and he wants us to foot the bill. All right, there's more. I'll read it next meeting. And there are multiple figures they hand out. The one they handed out tonight, the one they handed out.
All right, come on.
In the hall, they handed out.
I don't want this here.
Don't lose the phone. Don't say it. They did.
Come on. Let's see the other hand. Okay, Mr. Timmons?
Don't like you either still, does he?
No.
Yes, so what's the complaint?
Getting help, Charlie.
My name is Chuck Timmons. I live at 5101
Talking to the mic, Chuck.
Can't hear you.
4847. I get time for my address too. 5 years ago, we had the opportunity to get with the Metro Police Division that was being set up in Mundy Township. 3 of the people on this board turned that down because they didn't feel that we wanted to get involved with that. They would have taken our police officer, Mr. Smitzer, made him a detective, taken our car, and that would have been the end of it. They would have paid for all our insurances and everything else, and they would have given us 24/7 service.
We need that.
We turned that down. Someone turned it down. I know a few people here that did. And we never had an opportunity to get that back. I since this last ordeal has come up, contacted the chief over there, and he said that offer is still available, that you people can still join them and still get the benefits of their police force, a 24/7 watch on our township, and enjoy the things that we used to have without increasing our profits,
Amen.
our taxes. I just want you to know that I don't make any money anymore. I don't have a lot of money to spend. My gas tax is going up. Everything else seems to be going up in this town. I can't quite understand the reason. It's ridiculous. But I know you guys will keep on doing it. Thanks to your $20,000 a year salary, Mr. Dollar, that you don't work for anymore.
Okay, that's it.
What's that?
No personal attacks, I said.
I'm not attacking Mr. Dollar. I'm just saying that he doesn't work here anymore. But he's still making $20,000.
Thanks for your comments, Mr.
Thank
Timmons.
you very much for the opportunity to speak.
You got the claim, Mark, second.
You too, Bertie. Thank you.
So if you hit the keynote for me, amen. God bless you.
Nobody's talking to you. They can't handle the truth, Chuck. Can't handle the truth.
Baldwin Road. First, I think it should be voted on. Second, if you're gonna have, no disrespect to any of these guys, if we're gonna have a police department, let's have a full-fledged, 365-day, 3 shifts, police department, fully manned and fully operated.
Need
To
that.
do that, I think that your numbers are a third of what they should be. So I think if everybody does that. The other thing I'd like to see is, I'm old school, just make a graph so everybody can see where the money is, the administration cost is, manpower cost, equipment cost, fundamental costs, insurances and liability, retirements and all that.
Amen.
So people understand what they're looking at, what they're paying for. And other than that, thanks for the time.
Thought I saw a hand over there, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Dan Jenkins, 12121 Reed Road, 12117 Reed Road, 6431 Duffield Road, 6454 Duffield Road, and 6472 Duffield Road. Resident for 55 years here. Myself and others came here in May to discuss this millage, and for whatever reason, you guys didn't put it on a vote. Now, after 5 years of misused funds, you want us as taxpayers to bail out you and assess us for a police department that I, as a taxpayer, see no benefit from.
Exactly.
In 2013, we voted for 5-year millage to fund a part-time police department. Roughly $435,000 was collected from this 5-year millage, of which this board has spent approximately $932,000 for said department. That's overspending by $497,000, and these are out of your budget, things on the web. To put this into perspective, at our current police wages, that would have given us 24-hour coverage for 1,035 days, or 33.5 months, or 2.8 years. For a part-time department, 12 hours of coverage per day, that would have given us 2,070 days, or 5.6 years of what this was supposed to be, a part-time police force. With the township board overspending the last 5 years on this inferior police department, what kind of deficit will we run into trying to fund a full-time
He's got
department?
nail in it.
Where does it end? According to your budget you passed last month, you're spending $174,000 for the police on a $4,500 income. This is what I have personally gotten from our $932,000, nothing. As a 25-year licensed repair and towing facility, not one repair of any township vehicle, one police tow, a stolen vehicle from my shop, never recovered, even though the police know who did it, felony with no charges. $200 check bounce on a closed account, 2 felonies, no charges. Yet this township had a $22 check bounce, and the officer went directly to the offender's home to collect. Why is it acceptable for this police department to collect for our township, yet not for my business? Why the double standard? On October 4th, received a threatening phone call. Went to the township hall and was informed that 2 officers on duty and someone would contact me. It's now 6 months later and still no officer has shown up to take my statement. September 13th, my daughter found a saddled horse running down Seymour Road with no rider. She contacted Gaines Township non-emergency number and was told they don't do that stuff. My daughter refused to give up. They found the lady in a fence road thrown from her horse. She was taken to the hospital for her injuries. There were 3 officers on duty at the time. If they don't do this kind of stuff in a rural community, what does the police department do? And why did we spend over $20,000 on a UTV for these purposes? I have 5 things here that you want me to get another address? Oh wait, I do know what they did. Code enforcement, AKA money collection.
Thank you for your comments.
The past 2 years,
Please.
He's got more.
Wait, where'd you finish? Give me your glasses.
Get her done.
Yvonne Pickler. Block of 4400, is that what we said last time, Lee? It's vacant property on Duffield Road. There were 3, if you, oh wait, I know what the police do. Code enforcement, AKA money collection. In the past 2 years, more than 30 ordinances have been written for collection of money by the department. Who are they finding? Us, the taxpayers.
Wow.
They also harass people who speak out against the department. I know this because I have been harassed since the May 2nd meeting, when I last spoke out against the police department. A year later, and I'm still fighting in court. Why has nothing been done about trespassing filed against a township employee? If we truly have such a high crime rate, why are we imposing new ordinances and having these officers doing code enforcement when no citizens are making complaints?
Okay, I don't see any hands. Oh, there is.
I'm for the police and I am for the fire department. Sorry, 6 weeks ago I had a very bad accident at my house. And if it was not for these gentlemen who Mark was out there within 2 minutes. And
Exactly,
it
just Mark.
helped me to tremendously. And then the fire department was out there. The sheriff didn't get there until later. If it was not for these gentlemen, that I would not be here. My husband would not be here. They helped me tremendously, and I hate to see you guys do anything with this fire department or this police department because they work very, very hard at what they do. They helped us in the games. I live in the village, and they're always patrolling, and we need that to be done. So I just had to say my piece, and I just want to let people know, because one day you're going to need a policeman, and they're going to be there for you. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, I don't see any more hands, so I'm good.
Nail them down. I'm in this. I'll be 10 more.
It'd be tough for you, Paul, to sit there and take all this, and I'm gonna sing the same song I did last meeting. Taxation without representation is wrong, wrong, wrong. We hear the same song from everybody else. We need a vote. The attorney hopes we're gonna have a vote. But I'd like to say a couple things here on township spending. You're after more money, you call it an assessment. I asked 5 people what the difference is between an assessment and a tax.
Exactly.
It's verbiage. Assessments are easy to put down. Taxes need a vote. I've lived in this township for 55 years, 57 years. About 7 years ago, the township come through and cut the trees on our road. They're gonna dig the stumps out someday.
Someday.
Last year we had an assessment, not a tax, an assessment, sound better. Mosquito control. But our ditches are full of water.
Yeah.
I don't know who figured out how we can kill mosquitoes when we got the water there. The last thing I want to talk about is the grader goes by, up to 7 times. He's got carbide teeth. They last a long time. The grader blade don't have to be changed very often. He takes between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch each time he goes down. But some of our holes are 4.5 inches deep. He doesn't really do much good. How can we get the township to realize there's needs out there? It costs money. You're after more money. But are you spending the money wisely?
No.
That you have?
Exactly.
I say again, we want to vote. All the people have said we want to vote. Spend our money like it's yours, not a gift from God.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't see any hands, so we'll, the.
Right, here's one.
Public
No?
comment
They're gonna
section
do it twice.
is, closed at this time.